Is my screen visible for everybody? Yeah.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, guys. In the last session, we started understanding what is the infrastructure that is required to set up one application in the real time. So in order to set up one application in the real time, one machine is not sufficient. We need to deal with multiple machines. Why we need multiple machines? For our application, we need to set up some web servers. One web server is not sufficient, so we are going to set up our application with multiple web servers. And prod environment will be available and a non-prod environment will be available. So we need to differentiate the servers also for prod environment as well as for non-prod environment. And we need database servers also for our application, prod database servers, non-prod database servers. And we need Sonar server for our application, and we need log server for our application. Jenkins servers, we need our application, Jenkins masters, Jenkins nodes, like that. We need several machines to set up the infrastructure for our application. Let's assume 50 machines we need to set up our application infrastructure. So now, if we want to set up the infrastructure for an application, then what we will do? We will take multiple computers, computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, computer 5, computer 6, like this. We are going to take multiple computers. We can call them as machines. Okay, VM, for example. We are going to take multiple VMs to set up our application infrastructure in the company. It may be a cloud VM or it may be a on-premises VMs we are going to take. So when we have multiple computers or multiple machines to set up infrastructure for our application, we need one person who can manage the infrastructure of our application. That person is called as system administrator. Who is that guy, guys? That person is called as sysadmin, or we can call it as system administrator. Now, what is the responsibility of this person? This person should connect with all the machines and perform updates with the machines. Whatever the softwares we need to install in the machine, then system administrator is responsible to communicate with all the machines and perform the operations. Right here, I want to set up Linux. I want to set up Linux. I want to set up Java. I want to set up Git. I want to set up Maven. I want to set up Maven. So this is a common thing that I need to do in all the machines, because, and I want to set up a Tomcat, and I want to set up web server. I want to set up a web server. So these are the common softwares that I need to do in these machines. These are the common softwares I need to set up in all these machines. Now, who is responsible to do all this setup in our company, guys? For our application, multiple machines are required. So if you want to set up the infrastructure for a project, then we need multiple machines. For web servers, we need some machines. For DB servers, we need some machines. For Sonar, we need some machines. For Jenkins, we need machines. For logs, we need machines. For prod environment, we need machines. For non-prod environment, we need machines. So we need to deal with several machines as part of our project infrastructure. When we are dealing with multiple machines, we need one person who can manage all the softwares required in those machines. All the updates that are required for that computer should be taken care by one person. That person is called as system administrator. So earlier, people used to recruit system administrators, and they used to connect with these machines manually, and they need to perform all the updates, all the configurations which are required for the machines. So if we have a system administrator to manage all the machines and related configurations, then this is called as configuration management. So what the system administrator will do? System administrator is going to perform configuration management for our application. System administrator is going to perform configuration management for our application, that is manual process. If we have 100 machines, is it easy for the system administrator to manage the configurations in the 100 machines? Guys, tell me, is it easy to manage configurations for 100 machines manually? Is it easy or it is difficult? It is very difficult to manage configurations for 100 machines available in the project. For example, one DevOps team is dealing with 10 projects. Every project is having 100 machines. 10 into 100, 1000 machines we are using. So can we update Java version from 1.8 to 1.11, Java 11 in 1000 machines at a time? Is it easy? Because one DevOps team will deal with multiple projects in the company. Assume that there are 5 banking projects are available. For every banking project, 100 machines are available. 100 machines are available for one project. Like that, we have 10 projects. One DevOps team is managing 10 projects. For every project, 100 machines are available. Web servers, DB servers, log servers, Jenkins, Sonar, etc. 100 machines are available. 100 into 10, 1000 computers we are using in our company to manage 10 projects. 1000 computers we are using to manage 10 projects. So can we imagine updating the softwares in 1000 computers? As a system administrator, can one person update 1000 computers? Is it easy? Configuration management will become a nightmare. It will become very difficult because updating a software or configuring a software in 1000 machines is very difficult task. So that's why in the industry tools came into in the industry tools got introduced. Tools came into market to automate this configuration management. So there are several tools available which are used to automate this configuration management. So this is manual configuration management. Earlier system administrators used to, for every project we will have system administrator. Earlier, earlier we used to have sysadmin per project. Sysadmin is responsible. Sysadmin is responsible to manage configurations required for our machines manually. If we have 100 machines, then configuration management will be very difficult. Earlier, we used to have sysadmins per project. Sysadmin is responsible to manage configurations required for machines manually. If we have hundreds of machines, then configuration management will become very difficult. Very difficult. So here, to avoid this manual configuration management, configuration automation came into picture. Here now we are having several VMs as we discussed. There are several virtual machines are available. In our project, there are several virtual machines are available. VM1, VM2, VM3, like this. VM1, VM2, VM3, VM4, VM5, VM6, like that. There are several virtual machines are available. Some are web servers, some are DB servers, Sonar, log servers, Jenkins slaves, Jenkins masters, like that. We are using several machines which are required for our project. Instead of doing this manual approach, we are going for configuration management tools. We are going for a concept called configuration management tools. Configuration management tools came into market. What are the configuration management tools available in the market? What is the main duty of the configuration management tools? When we use configuration management tools from one system, we can control all the machines. We can manage the configurations which are required for multiple machines at a time. Easily, we can manage the configurations which are required for our machines. Easily, we can manage the configurations which are required for our application. Earlier, you see, one person used to manage the configuration for all the machines that are available in the project. If we have 100 machines, then it will become very difficult to manage the configurations for 100 machines manually. So we need to automate that configurations required for our machines in the project. To automate that configurations required for our project, some tools came into market. Those tools are called as configuration management tools. What are the configuration management tools available in the market? Earlier, there is a tool called Chef tool. After that, Puppet available. Nowadays, people are going for Ansible. What are the configuration management tools are available in the market? Chef available, Puppet available, and Ansible available. Chef, Puppet, Ansible are belongs to same category. They are called as configuration management tools. So what is the advantage of this configuration management tools? We can control all the machines from one place. I want to install Java in 6 machines. I can manage that from a configuration management tool. I can install the Java in all machines at a time. I no need to connect to those machines separately. I want to install Git in all the machines. I can do that. I want to update some software in the machines. I can do that from one place. So from one place, we can control all the machines related configurations. That is called configuration management. So we can manage the configurations of our machines in 2 ways. Manually, we can manage the configurations and we can automate the configuration management also. If you want to manage the configuration, managing the configuration nothing but installing the software, updating a software, or deleting a software, whatever, anything that is required for our project, installing a software or creating a user in the machine, updating a software, deleting a software, taking the data backup from that machine, anything that can comes under configuration management, right? So if we can do that configuration management manually by recruiting one system administrator. So if you recruit a system administrator to manage this configuration, task will become very difficult because we are not dealing with one machine in the project. We are dealing with the hundreds of machines in the project. We are dealing with hundreds of machines in the project. So doing these configurations for all the machines in the project is very difficult. As you see, we are going to deal with several machines in one project, not one computer. Web servers, DB servers, Sonar server, Log server, Jenkins master, Jenkins slave. Like that, for one project, these machines are available. These machines we are using for prod environment. Again, we need to set up the machines for the prod environment, non-prod environment. So hundreds of machines will be available in one project. So installing its softwares, updating the softwares, taking the data backup, managing all the configurations in all the machines of our project is very difficult if you go with a manual approach. That's why industry is going to follow automated configuration management for our machines in the project. One project will have multiple machines. So there are several tools available in the market to automate that configuration management. What are the tools available? Chef available, Puppet available, Ansible available. Now, Chef and Puppet tools got outdated in the market. Ansible is trending in the market. Sir, what is the difference between Chef, Puppet, and Ansible? Chef and Puppet tools are Chef, Puppet, Ansible. We can automate configuration management for our machines using tools using tools available in the market. What are the tools available? One is Chef, second one is Puppet, and the third one is Ansible. Okay, we can automate configuration management for our machines using tools available in the market. What are the tools available in the market for this operation? Chef, Puppet, Ansible available. Chef and Puppet will work based on pull mechanism. Chef and Puppet, Chef and Puppet works based on pull mechanism. Pull mechanism. Ansible works based on push mechanism. That is the difference, guys. Ansible works based on push mechanism. Ansible based on push mechanism. So this is the major difference between Chef, Puppet, and Ansible. Chef Puppet tools. Chef Puppet tools works based on pull mechanism. Chef Puppet works based on pull mechanism, whereas Ansible works based on push mechanism. Ansible works based on push mechanism. Sir, what is the difference between pull mechanism and push mechanism? Understand carefully. When we are using Chef, when we are using Chef as a configuration management tool to control all the machines of our application, I want to automate the configuration management. I want to automate configuration management for my project. So instead of doing the configuration management manually, I will go for automated configuration management by using a software called Chef software. On which mechanism Chef is going to work, guys? Chef is working based on pull mechanism, or Chef is going to work based on push mechanism? Chef is going to work based on pull mechanism. What is the meaning of a pull mechanism is all the machines which are available every time they should communicate with the Chef and they should ask, hey Chef, do we have any task? Hey Chef, do we have any task? Hey Chef, every 5 minutes, every machine should communicate with the Chef. Hey Chef, do you have any task for me? Hey Chef, do you have any task for me? Like that, these machines should communicate with the Chef very frequently and they need to pull the task from the Chef to perform. That is called pull mechanism. So tomorrow, when you go for a company, for every 1 minute, for every 1 hour, can you ask your manager, can you give any task? Do we have any task today? Do we have any task today? Do we have any task today? Can you go and ask your manager for every 1 hour? Our manager should tell you what is the task you have to do. Manager should assign the task to you, or you need to beg the manager to give the task. How it will work in the company, guys? In the IT company, tell me. Come on. Do you need to go and request manager every time? Do we have task? Do we have task? Do we have task? Our manager will tell you when the task is available. Manager should inform when there is a task for you. Manager should push the task to your bucket. Manager should give the task to you, then you have to work on that task. You will not go and ask the manager every time. If we use a Chef, this virtual machine, the computer, should go and request the Chef every time. Hey Chef, can you give me something to do? Hey Chef, can you give me something to do? Hey Chef, can you give me something to do? Like that, these machines should go and pull the task from the Chef when they want to do some work. So that is called pull mechanism. But Ansible is very latest in the market. It is work based on push mechanism. What is that push mechanism? When some update, suppose I want to update Java, directly I will send a task to the VM directly. I'm going to push a task to the VM, then it is going to update it. That's it. So VM should not ask me when there is a task. When I want to do some configuration, I will tell to that computer, please update the Java. Please update the Java. So Ansible is going to send the task to the machines by using push mechanism. When you go for the Chef, machines should ask the task for the Chef. Chef and Puppet will work based on pull mechanism, whereas Ansible is going to work based on push mechanism. This is one of the interview question. What is Ansible? Ansible is a tool which is used to automate configuration management in our project. What is the meaning of configuration management? It can be anything. It may be a software update. It may be a data backup. It may be removing a software. It may be installing a software. It may be a deployment. It can be a deployment also. Anything which is related to the project that you want to do in multiple machines, that comes under configuration management. Instead of doing that configurations manually by using system admins, we can automate the configurations for our project machines by using configuration management tools. What are the configuration management tools available in the market? Chef available, Puppet available, Ansible available. Chef and Puppet is working based on pull mechanism. That means machines should communicate with the chef very frequently. For every 5 minutes, your machine should communicate with the chef. Hey chef, tell me, is there any task? Hey chef, tell me, is there any task? 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, again go and ask the chef. Hey chef, is there any task for me? After 5 minutes, again ask the chef, is there any task for me? Like that, your machines should communicate with the chef, should interact with the chef, should request the chef to get the task. That is pull mechanism. But Ansible is the latest in the market. Ansible tool works based on push mechanism. What is the meaning of push mechanism? I want to update. I want to update Java software in web servers. I want to update Java software in web servers. I will send a notification to all my web servers at a time, update Java from Java 8 to Java 11. That's it. Single button click. Java should be updated in all the 20 web servers. That's it. In the DB servers, I want to update my operating system. I want to do OS updates on the DB server machines. There are 50 DB servers are available. By using Ansible, I will send a push notification. I will push a notification to 50 DB servers to update the operating system. That's it. That's it. Ansible is working based on push mechanism. Chef and Puppet tools are working based on pull mechanism. Are you guys able to understand what is configuration management? What is manual configuration management? What is automated configuration management? What is a Chef and what is Ansible? What is the difference between Chef and Ansible? What is a push mechanism and what is pull mechanism? Are you clear with my point? Are you clear with my point? Yes, now tell me, what is the purpose of going for Ansible? What is the purpose of going for Ansible? Are we learning Ansible for time pass? Or is there any serious cause available? Ansible works based on push mechanism. Why we are using Jenkins we are using for automated deployments. Maven we are using for build and packaging. Git we are using for repository purpose. Similarly, what is the purpose of Ansible in our project? What is the purpose of Ansible in our project? Ansible we are using for configuration management, systems management, machines management, system related configurations we can manage from one place by using Ansible. Okay, suppose I want to install I want to install Tomcat server in 20 computers. Should I connect to 20 computers manually one by one, install the Tomcat? 20 web servers I want today. I got a requirement for my project. They want me to set up 20 web servers. That means I need to set up a 20 virtual machines. In the 20 virtual machines, I need to install the Tomcat server. Connect to first machine, install the Tomcat, check it. Then connect to second machine, install the Tomcat, check it. Connect to third machine, install the Tomcat, check it. Can I do that for 20 machines? It will take one day. It will take one day or not? Installing the Tomcat into 20 machines. It will take one day, and that too, problems can occur. You can do some mistake as a human being. You are configuring the Tomcat server in the machines. Suddenly, you got a call from your wife. कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ घर में. There is a possibility or not? Yes or no? Suddenly you got a call from your wife. Today is my birthday. You forgot my birthday also. I am waiting from morning onwards. You did not wish me. दिमाग खराब हो जाता ना. Yes, yes, there is a possibility. So when you are doing the things manually, there is a possibility that there is a chance to do the mistake. Okay, doing the things manually always error prone. Doing the mistakes manually always error prone. So that's why systems will not do the mistake, guys. Humans will do the mistake. Systems will not do the mistake. Humans will do the mistake. Systems will not do the mistake. Marriage नहीं हुआ, हाँ ठीक है चलो ले लो गर्लफ्रेंड, गर्लफ्रेंड से कॉल आया, people are selling sir I am single, I am single. ठीक है. The thing is, if you do the things manually, there is a chance of getting errors. So that's why we are going to do automation. So Ansible is one of the tool which is used to automate configuration management in our application. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. What is configuration management and why we need to go for configuration management? What is Ansible and how Ansible is going to work? Right. I have prepared one beautiful notes for you guys. Ansible tutorial. Right. As part of this Ansible, we are going to understand what is Ansible that we already discussed. And first 3 points already completed. What is Ansible? Ansible is one of the open source software which is used to automate configuration management in our applications, right? Configuration management means it is a method through which we automate admin tasks. Whatever the task that system admin will perform manually, we can automate those admin tasks as part of configuration management. Okay, push based versus pull based. Push based means it will send the notification to all the machines to perform some activity. Pull based means machines should check is there any task available for them to do. Right. Configuration management. It is a method through which we can automate admin tasks. Configuration management tool turns your code into infrastructure. For example, I want to install Tomcat server in the 20 machines. I will write some piece of code. I will execute that code. That code will turn into infrastructure. Install the Tomcat server in 20 machines. For that, I will write that code. Sir, code means, do we need to know Java? No, it is a simple YAML. We are going to use one language called YAML, yet another markup language. Even a 5th class student also can understand what is YAML. You don't need to know any programming knowledge. Ansible, in the Ansible, we are going to write the code by using one language that is called YAML. YAML will represent the data in the key value format. We'll discuss about YAML also, don't worry. Now here, configuration management, it is a method through which we automate admin tasks. Configuration management tool turns your code into infrastructure. So your code would be testable, repeatable, and versionable. Infrastructure refers to the composite of these components. Softwares, network, people, process, everything comes under infrastructure. So here we are going to set up the infrastructure by writing some code. Once you write the code, you can test it and you can reuse that code. Once your code is tested, you can use it for 100 times also. Errors will not come. If you do the things manually, there is a chance of getting the errors, but code will not give the errors once it is tested properly. So like this, we are going to do configuration management. Now, in order to do that configuration management, we are going to use a tool called Ansible. Ansible. Ansible is one among the DevOps configuration management tools which is renewed for its simplicity. Renowned for its simplicity. Which is famous for its simplicity, I can say, which is famous for its simplicity. Ansible is one among the DevOps configuration management tools which is famous for its simplicity. It is one of the configuration management tool. There are other tools also available. I explained you Chef, Puppet. They are also used for configuration management. The difference is Chef and Puppet will work based on pull mechanism. Ansible works based on push mechanism. Right? Ansible, it is an open source software developed by Michael Dehan and its ownership is on Red Hat. Red Hat company is owning this Ansible software. It is free and open source. It is free and open source. Ansible is an open source IT configuration management, deployment, and orchestration tool. By using Ansible, we can automate configurations. We can update the machines, we can configure the machines, we can install the softwares, we can even deploy the application also by using Ansible. We can set up the infrastructure and we can do the application deployments also by using Ansible. Ansible is one of the famous tool available in the DevOps for configuration management. It is developed by Michael Dehan and it is under license of Red Hat company. It is free and open source. This tool is very simple to use and powerful enough to automate complex multi-tier IT application environments. Tool is very simple, but it is very powerful to automate complex multi-tier IT application environments. Multi-tier means a front end will be available, back end will be available, web layer, business layer, data tier, like that. A number of layers will be available in the application, and one application will have multiple environments also. When your application is having complex environments also, we can automate that process by using this Ansible. Ansible is very simple but powerful to automate IT application environments. Ansible is an automation tool that provides a way to define infrastructure as a code. I want to install Tomcat server in 10 machines. I can write a code for that. By using that code, I can automate that work. Infrastructure as code. I will write the code to set up the infrastructure of my application. Ansible is an automation tool that provides a way to define infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code simply means that managing infrastructure by writing code rather than using manual processes. Suppose I want to set up some servers. I want to install a server in machines. Instead of going to the servers manually and doing that, what sysadmin will do? He will go to the server manually. He will connect to this VM. He will download the Java. He will install the Java. He will install the Git. He will install the Maven. He will install the Tomcat. He will install the Jenkins. He will install the Sonar. So many things he will do manually in all the machines. Instead of doing that work manually, we can write a code and we can automate that process. That is called infrastructure as a code. Whatever the infrastructure that we need for our application, we can write a code to set up that infrastructure. That is called IAC. Infrastructure as a code simply means that managing infrastructure by writing the code rather than using manual processes. Rather than using manual processes. Okay, the best part is that you don't even need to know the commands used to accomplish a particular task. It's very simple to use it. It's very simple to use it. You just need to specify what Ansible has to do. It is going to work based on a push mechanism. You just tell to Ansible, hey, install the Tomcat. That's it. It is going to install the Tomcat in all the machines. Hey, install the database. It will install the database. Hey, update a software. It is going to update the software. You don't even need to know the commands also. You just need to tell the state what it has to do. Ansible will take care of that. Now, the main components of Ansible are playbooks. Playbooks nothing but set of tasks. What task that we need to tell to Ansible that we are going to write as a playbook. In the interview, they will ask you, what are playbooks in the Ansible? Can you write a playbook in the Ansible? They will ask you. Playbooks are going to contain ML language. ML we are going to use to write the playbooks in the Ansible. We'll talk about what is a playbook, how to write the playbooks also. The main components of Ansible are playbooks, configuration management, and deployment. Ansible uses playbooks to automate, deploy, manage, build, test, and configure anything. So whatever the task that we want to do, configuration management or deployment or build or test by using Ansible, we are going to use a concept called playbook in the Ansible. Ansible uses playbooks to automate our work. Whatever the work that we want to do, whatever the configuration that we want to do for all our machines, that we can do by using Ansible playbooks concept. We are going to use a concept called playbooks. Ansible software developed by using Python programming language, which is developed by which company? Red Hat. Developed by using which programming language? Python. Maven developed by using Java. Jenkins developed by using Java. But Ansible developed by using Python programming language. Are you guys able to understand? what is configuration management and what is Ansible. Ansible is one of the DevOps configuration management tool which is very famous for its simplicity. It is developed by Red Hat and it is developed by using Python language. It is used to automate configurations in our application. Ansible uses playbooks to automate everything that is required for our application. Okay. Ansible manages machines in an agentless manner using SSH. You don't need to connect with the machines manually. You can connect with the machines by using SSH agent. Already we discussed about SSH agent in the Jenkins. From one machine, I want to connect to another machine to copy the WAR file. From Jenkins machine, I want to copy the WAR file to Tomcat server machine. We used SSH agent. Similarly, Ansible also will work based on install Java in this machine. I want to install Java in this machine. I want to install Java. It is going to connect to the machine through SSH agent. So that is, it is going to connect to the machines using SSH agentless manner. Okay, built on top of a Python, hence provides a lot of Python's functionality. So this tool itself is developed by using Python programming language. Here we are going to write YAML based playbooks. YAML nothing but key value pair. It is human readable and machine readable. YAML files are human readable and machine readable. We discussed that. In the Ansible, we are going to do infrastructure as a code. That infrastructure as a code we are going to write, right? That code we will write by using YAML. YAML stands for yet another markup language. You know XML, na? XML, you know, JSON, you know. Similarly, YAML is one of the markup language which is used to write the code. In the Ansible, we will write YAML playbooks, right? Follows push-based architecture for sending configuration-related notifications. Configuration-related notifications. So whatever the task we want to assign to the machines, that we are going to do by using Ansible, Ansible will follow push-based architecture. It is not pull, it is push. What is push-based versus pull-based? Tools like Puppet and Chef are pull-based. Tools like Puppet and Chef are pull-based. Ansible is push-based. Agents on the server periodically checks for the configuration information from the central server that is called master server. So Chef tool, if you have, this machine should connect to the Chef every time and you should check, is there any task available? But Ansible is not like that. When there is a task, Ansible will send the notification to the machine directly. Chef tool is there, means your machines should connect with the Chef and should check with the Chef every time task is there. Do we have a task? Do we have a task? But Ansible is push based. When there is a task, Ansible will send it directly. Okay, so that is Ansible is push based. Central server pushes the configuration information to the target servers. You control when the changes are made on the servers. So here you can control when the changes made on the server. That's not required point. Yeah, central server pushes configuration information on the agent servers. Ansible can push the notification to the servers what they need to do. That is push based mechanism. What Ansible can do? Ansible can do configuration management. Ansible can do application deployment. Ansible can do continuous delivery also. Everything that is related to your project, any kind of configurations, any kind of deployments, continuous deliveries, we can automate by using Ansible, which is free and open source configuration management tool. By using Ansible, we can achieve infrastructure as a code. That code we are going to write by using YML. YML stands for yet another markup language. Yet another markup language. Are you guys clear with this one? Now in the Ansible, how the Ansible is going to work? How Ansible works internally? Ansible, now when we are talking about the Ansible guys, let me talk like this. When we are talking about the Ansible now, here there are some machines are available. In the Ansible terminology, let's assume that there are some machines are available. Some machines are available. So here our Ansible is available in one machine. Our Ansible is available in one machine, and the normal machines are available here. This is one VM, this is one VM, this is one VM, this is one VM. Like this, there are machines are available. In the Ansible terminology, it is called as master or control node. Master node or control node. It is called as master node or control node where your Ansible software is installed. In one computer, we are going to install Ansible software. That machine is called as master node, or we can call it as control node, or we can call it as Ansible server. We can call it as Ansible server. And these machines are called as host nodes. These machines are called as managed nodes, or we can call it as host node. Host node 1, host node 2. Host node 1 or host node 2, host node 3, host node 4. These are the machines which are going to managed by Ansible. These are the machines which will be managed by Ansible. Now, Ansible is available in one machine, that is called as a control node, which is going to control all the machines. Ansible is available in one computer. Ansible is going to control all the machines of our application. So in which machine Ansible is available, that machine is called as a master node or control node or Ansible server. The machines which are getting managed by the Ansible, they are called as host nodes. They are called as host nodes. Now, inside this Ansible node, we are going to write playbooks. Playbooks we are going to write to automate our work. We are going to write the playbooks to automate our configuration management required for project. For example, I want to install web server in all the 4 host nodes. I want to update. I want to update. I want to install web server in 4 machines. Then to install the web server in these 4 host nodes, I will write a playbook in the Ansible. I will execute the playbook. When I execute the playbook in the Ansible, that playbook will install all the that playbook will install the web server in all the host nodes. So master node will be available, host nodes will be available. So in the master node, our Ansible server will be installed. The Ansible is going to connect to host nodes through SSH, and this Ansible is going to manage all the host nodes of our application. Are you getting my point? What is a master node? What is a master node? And what is a host node? Are you getting my point? What is a master node and what is a host node? Come on, guys. Are you getting my point? What is a master node and what is a host node? Please respond in the chat. So can you tell me which is called as master node, which is called as a host node? Which is called as a master node and which is called as a host node? Can you guys tell me which is called as a master node, which is called as host node? In which machine our Ansible server will be installed, that is called as master node. In which machines our Ansible server will be installed, that is called as master node. And that master node is going to manage the machines of our application, right? Web servers, DB servers, log servers, Jenkins servers, Sonar servers, they are called as host nodes. They are called as host nodes. Ansible server machine will connect to the host machines and it will manage those machines. Now, I want to perform some configuration in host nodes. I want to perform some configuration on host nodes. How Ansible will manage that configuration? By using playbook. What is the concept, guys? Ansible will use a concept called playbook and by using that playbook, Ansible will automate the configurations on the host nodes. We are going to write the playbook by using which language? Java, Python, .NET, or ML. We are going to use which language to write the playbooks in the Ansible? ML. ML stands for yet another markup language. Playbooks are used to automate the configurations in the Ansible. Yet another markup language. Are you guys getting my point? How Ansible works? Right. Ansible works by connecting to your nodes and pushing out a small program called Ansible modules to them. The Ansible executed these modules and removed them after finished. The library of modules can reside on any machine and there are no daemon servers or databases required. So Ansible modules will be pushed to the host machines and it is going to execute. Once the module nothing but a small program which is going to execute on the host node. Once the program got executed, that program will be removed from the host machines. Removed from the host machines. The management node is a controlling node that controls the entire execution of the playbook. Management node, which is called as a master node. It is going to manage the complete execution of the playbook. Inventory file, it will be available. We will come to what is that inventory file. We'll come to what is a inventory file. Are you guys clear with this? Master node or control node, or it is called as managing node, or it is called as Ansible server. It is called as Ansible server. It is going to control the host machines of our application. It is going to control the host machines of our application. Now, I want to install a server in the host machines. Can you tell me the process? I want to install the Tomcat server on the host machines, or I want to take the data backup from the host machines. I want to update the operating system in the host machines. I want to install the database in the host machines. I want to take the logs backup from the host machines. Can you tell me what I need to do? Should I connect to all the machines manually and take the data backup? Or I will write a playbook and I will execute the playbook by using Ansible? I will write a playbook and in the playbook I will write the task and I will execute that playbook by using Ansible. Ansible will send a notification to all the machines to execute that. That is called configuration automation, configuration management. Configuration management. Okay. Guys, are you getting my points or feeling confused? If you are feeling confused, let me know. I will repeat it. What is configuration management? What is automated configuration management? What is Ansible? What is push-based mechanism? What is master node? What is a host node? What is a playbook? People are not responding. Feeling confused or getting clarity? Respond in the chat, guys, so that I can proceed further. Just clear, huh? It is crystal clear. Huh? Just clear, huh? It is crystal clear. Huh? Crystal clear. Ansible. Ansible is one of the famous DevOps configuration management tool, which is developed by Red Hat. Okay. Ansible developed by using which language? Java or Python? Python. Ansible developed by using Python. Right. Ansible works based on which model? Pull based or push based? Push based. What is the meaning of push based? What is the meaning of push based? What is the meaning of push based? It will send the notification to the host machines. It will send a notification to the host machines whenever some configuration is required. Okay. What is a playbook in the Ansible? What is a playbook in the Ansible? It is a YAML file in which we will write the task. List of tasks we are going to specify in the YAML file that is called as a playbook. How we will write the code in the YAML? YAML is a difficult or YAML is just a key value pair? I will take one class for YAML, guys. Don't worry. I will take one class for YAML. Before starting the playbooks, I will take one class only for writing the YAML files. Key value pair will be there in the YAML. So in the YAML, we will write the list of tasks that is called as a playbook. Ansible will execute those playbooks. Master node will be available. Host node will be available. In which machine we will install the Ansible that is called as a master node. In which machine we will install the Ansible that is called as a master node. Ansible master node will control the host nodes. Ansible master node will control the host nodes. Are you clear with this? Right. How Ansible will works? Ansible works by connecting to your nodes. Controlling nodes, managed nodes, Ansible, playbook. These are the three important topics. Controlling nodes means this is controlling node, which is going to control the other nodes. These nodes are managing by the Ansible. So these are host nodes, or these can be called as managed nodes, which are managing by master node or control node or Ansible server. Playbooks are used to automate our task. Playbooks are used to automate our tasks. Okay, controlling nodes, managing nodes, Ansible playbook. Ansible playbooks are expressed in ML format and serve as the repository for the various tasks that will be executed on the managed nodes. Playbooks are collection of tasks that will be run on one or more hosts. Playbook is just a file which contain list of tasks. Playbook is nothing but a ML file which contain list of tasks. Those tasks are going to execute on the managed nodes. Managed nodes are also called as host nodes. Okay, that is fine. Now let's come back to our first diagram. Guys, in our project, how many machines will be available? I'm coming to first diagram. In our project, how many machines will be available? 100, 150, 200? Yes, depends upon the project complexity. All the machines we are using for same purpose? All machines we are using for only web server? Some machines for web servers, some machines for DB servers, some machines for Sonar, some machines for logs, some machines for Jenkins. Yes or no? I'm taking 100 computers. Am I going to install the Tomcat server in the 100 computers? Tomcat I will use in only 20 to 30. Then database I will install in 10 computers. Sonar servers I will install. Jenkins server I will install. Logs I am going to take like that. I am going to divide or I'm going to distribute my machines into several groups. Can we call this group as web servers non-prod group, web servers prod group, DB servers group, Sonar server group, Jenkins slave servers group? Can we group our servers? Can we group our servers so that I can manage my work easily? Do I need to install the Tomcat in all the 100 machines of my project? Tomcat should be installed into only 20 machines. Tomcat should be installed into only 20 machines. Database server should be installed into only 20 machines. Jenkins should be installed into only 2 machines. Sonar should be installed into only 2 machines. How Ansible can understand? Here I have a question. In our project, we are taking 100 machines. In our project, we are taking 100 machines. Out of 100, which machines we are using for web servers? Which machines we are using for a database? Which machines we are using for Sonar? Which machines we are using for Jenkins? Can Ansible guess that? Can Ansible guess that automatically? Array, 100 machines are available. Let's divide 100 machines into 4 equal parts. First part for Tomcats, second part for database, third part for Sonar, fourth part for Jenkins. Can it divide that? Or we need to tell to Ansible? Can it divide that? Or we need to tell to Ansible which servers it should consider as web servers, which servers it should consider for, which machines it should consider for web servers, which machines it should consider for database, which machines it should consider for logs. Do we need to do that bifurcation or not? Ansible will do that bifurcation, or as an administrator, we need to do that bifurcation and we need to provide the information to Ansible clearly. We need to do that. That's where there is a file we are going to use in the Ansible. That file is very, very important. That file is called as inventory file. What is that file, guys? What is the name of that file in the Ansible? Inventory file we are going to use in the Ansible. What is the purpose of inventory file? What is the purpose of inventory file? Inventory file will tell to Ansible the servers groups. Which machines are belongs to web server group, which machines are belongs to DB server group, which machines are belongs to Sonar servers, which machines are belongs to Jenkins. That inventory file will be available. We need to tell to Ansible these 10 IP addresses belongs to web servers. These 10 IP addresses are belongs to DB servers. These 10 IP addresses are belongs to Jenkins servers. Like that, we need to maintain one inventory file. That inventory file will contain our machine's IP addresses. Host nodes IP addresses will be available in the inventory file. In the Ansible, inventory file is very, 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 very important. That inventory file will contain IP addresses of our host nodes. Are you getting my point? Guys, are you getting my point? What is inventory file? What is inventory file? What is inventory file? It contains the details of host nodes, managed nodes. What are the nodes we want to manage by using Ansible? What are the machines we want to manage by using Ansible? The machine IP addresses we are going to configure in a file. That file is input for Ansible. That file is called as inventory file. In the Ansible, it is called as a host file. It is called as host files. The host nodes IP addresses will be configured in the inventory file. Got my point? Huh. Inventory file. Ansible inventory host file is used to list and group your servers. Its a default location is this. Yes, we'll come to the default location. In inventory file, we can mention IP addresses or host names also. We can mention IP addresses or host names also. Let me show you some sample inventory file. Can you see here? Can you see here IP addresses? These are not belongs to any group. These are web servers IP addresses. These are DB servers IP addresses. This is a sample inventory file, like a text file only. We are going to write it. Now, here this is a group name, web servers. These are the IP addresses which are belongs to web servers. These are the IP addresses belongs to DB server. These are the host names. You can write a IP address or you can write a host name. Ash represents commented. That means I'm not using this IP. I'm not using this IP. So this is a group. These three are belongs to one group called web servers. In that three, one is commented. That means it is not using. Here there are two IPs available, two host names available, four available. These four are grouped as DB server. These four are grouped as a DB server. Here three IPs available. These three IPs doesn't have any group. These are individual hosts. These hosts are belongs to group. These hosts are belongs to group. Like this, we are going to write sample inventory file. Inventory file nothing but the file which contain addresses of host nodes, or we can say it contains IP addresses of managed nodes, which contains IP addresses of host nodes. Are you clear with this? What is inventory file in the Ansible? Host machines groups will be configured in the inventory file. Host nodes informations will be configured in the inventory file. Okay, this is the terminology that we need to understand. Terminology that we need to understand. The machine which contains Ansible server, the machine which contains Ansible server is called as control node. It will control other nodes. It will control other nodes. Okay. The nodes which are managed or controlled by Ansible are called as host nodes or managed nodes. Managed nodes. Ansible will use playbooks to automate configurations in host nodes. Ansible will contain, in Ansible we will write inventory file with host nodes IP addresses and servers IPs and server groups. Inventory file contains host nodes details and groups. Okay, host nodes details and groups will be maintained in the inventory file. That is the terminology. Managed node, control node, playbook, inventory file. Are you clear with these 4 points? Managed nodes, host nodes, playbook, and inventory file. Here we will write a playbook. Multiple playbooks can be, we can write multiple playbooks. We can write multiple playbooks. Playbooks are nothing but YAML files which are used to automate our work. Playbooks are nothing but YAML files which are used to automate our work. Here, Ansible will connect to inventory file. Ansible will connect to inventory file. These all things will be available in one machine. Inventory file and Ansible server will be available in one machine. This is called as our master node, or we can say control node, or we can say Ansible server. We can say this as Ansible server that will connect to other nodes. Those are called as host nodes. The playbooks we are going to write by using YAML. YAML will contain the data in the form of key value. This Ansible is going to work based on push model. So what is control node? What is host node? What is playbook? And what is inventory file? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? Control node means the machine which contains Ansible server is called as control node. Host node means the machine which is managing by the Ansible is called as host node. Playbook nothing but it is a file which contains the YAML code to automate our work. Inventory file means the file which contains host node IP addresses, private IPs only, not public IPs. In the network, in the AWS, whatever the network that we are using, everything we do with the private IPs, not with the public IPs. Public IPs are keep on changing, right? Public IPs are just for outer communication, not for internal. How Ansible will connect with the host node? Through SSH. How Ansible will connect with the host node? Akhil, it is going to connect with the host node by using SSH communication. Agentless communication, that is SSH communication. How we are communicating to EC2 instance? Through PuTTY or MobiExtram? SSH, key pair. Na? Similarly, Ansible also will connect with the host nodes by using SSH communication. By using SSH communication. Yes, good. So majority of the part related to Ansible theoretical part we covered, guys. So please refer this once again. Now we need to set up Ansible in our machines. So application infrastructure. Application infrastructure, nothing but multiple machines we are going to take. It's not possible with only one machine. Production environment, a non-production environment like that. Multiple machines will be available. Multiple machines we are going to use to set up the project infrastructure in the real time. Web servers, DB servers, and Sonar servers, log servers, Jenkins servers like that. Several machines we need to use in the real time to set up application infrastructure. Okay. Now here, earlier, earlier when these configuration management tools are not available, system administrator will be available for every project who will take care of all the configurations that are required for our machines in the project. So a project can have 50 machines, a project can have 100 machines also, depends upon the business requirement. Suppose if we have a system administrator to manage our machines, it is very, very difficult to do the configurations required for our project. I want to install few softwares in 100 machines. Connecting to all the machines one after other, and installing the softwares is very difficult process, time taking process, and humans will do some mistakes also. It is error prone. Some errors also we will get. If you go with this manual process of managing the configurations required for our computers. So to avoid this manual process, some tools came into market which are used to automate configuration management for our application. Configuration management means it can be installing a software, updating a software, starting a server, deploying the application, taking the data backup, checking the server execution time. It can be anything. I want to manage that configuration of my machines. So doing that configuration management manually is not recommended at all. That's why we are going to use some tools to automate that configuration. What are the tools available to automate that configuration? Chef available, Puppet available, Ansible is also available. Chef, Puppet tools are outdated in the market. Ansible is trending in the market. What is the difference between Chef and Ansible? Chef tool is going to work based on pull mechanism. Ansible works based on push mechanism. What is the difference between pull and push? Pull means they should connect what the host nodes, the machines which are available in the project, they should connect with the Chef server for every frequently every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. They need to check with the Chef. Do we have any work to do? Do we have any work to do? Like that, your machines should connect with the Chef and they should take the updates from the Chef to perform the configurations. Whereas Ansible server is working based on push mechanism. When we want to perform some configuration in a particular machine, Ansible server will send a notification to that machine. It will push a notification to that machine to do that activity. So Ansible is more recommended. Ansible is the recommended server than Chef server. Ansible is the open source software. Ansible is open source software which is used to automate configuration management for our application. Ansible is free and open source server. It is managing by Red Hat company. This Ansible server developed by using Python programming language. Python programming language. It is free. And Ansible is providing IAC concept, infrastructure as a code. Whatever the infrastructure you want to set up for your machines or for your project, you can set up that by writing a code in the Ansible. Coding in the Ansible means it is not Java or it is not Python. Coding in the Ansible means it is just YAML file, YAML, yet another markup language. It will represent the data in the form of key and value. So we are going to write YAML files in the Ansible to automate the configurations. Those YAMLs are called as playbooks in the Ansible. We are going to write playbooks in the Ansible to automate our configurations. When it comes to the Ansible, we need to understand four important keywords: control node, host node, playbook, inventory file. Control node is nothing but the machine which contains Ansible server is called as control node. Host node is nothing but the machines which we are using in our project to manage the configurations, right? So the machines which are getting managed by the Ansible server are called as host nodes. Basically, our web servers, our DB servers, our Jenkins servers, our log servers, our Sonar servers, all these servers are called as host servers, which will be connected to the Ansible, or Ansible will connect to them by using SSH, and Ansible is going to manage those machines. The machines which are getting managed by the Ansible are called as managed nodes, or we can call them as host nodes. How Ansible will connect to the host nodes? It is agentless communication. Manually, you don't need to communicate. It will communicate the host nodes by using SSH. SSH communication it is going to do, right? In the Ansible, we are going to write the playbooks. Playbooks are nothing but YAML files. Playbook will contain set of tasks that we want to perform, right? All the machines, all the host nodes will not be used for same purpose. Some nodes I will use for web servers execution, some nodes I will use for DB servers execution, some nodes I will use for Sonar servers, some nodes I will use for Jenkins. How to differentiate those machines? Which machines I'm using for web servers, which machines I'm using for database? That's where inventory file came into picture. In the inventory file of the Ansible, that is called host file. We can say it is a host file. We can call it as a inventory file. In the inventory file, we are going to configure the servers and the server groups. Which machines are used for web servers? Which machines are used for DB servers? That grouping we can do by using inventory file. When we want to execute a playbook, we need to tell you want to do this task in which group. I want to install web server. You want to install web server in which machines? Those machines are formed as one group. We grouped it, web servers group. So when I am executing a playbook, I will tell to the Ansible, hey Ansible, install Tomcat server in this web servers group. Then Ansible will identify IP addresses of the web servers available in the inventory file, and it is going to send a notification by using push mechanism. That is the workflow of Ansible software. Got clarity? Come on. Come on, guys. Still anybody not able to understand what is Ansible, why we need to go for Ansible? Anybody not able to understand what is Ansible, why we are going for Ansible? Clear, na? Terminology also clear for you. Okay, this is a sample inventory file. I have given some points also. Few important points about the inventory file, guys. Inventory file is very, very important. Comments begin with hash character. Comments, that means if you want to comment, if you don't want to consider a particular line in the inventory file, then we are going to write with hash. If a line starts with hash, that means it is a commented line. Blank lines will be ignored. If any line is empty, that line will be ignored. Group of hosts are delimited by using header elements. You can enter host names or IP addresses. A host name or IP can be a member of multiple groups. Ungrouped hosts are specifying before any group headers like below. Right now, here I'm writing a line. It is a commented line. If you don't want to group a particular machine, then you can write it at the first position. The machines which you want to group, then you can group them like this. These machines are belongs to web servers. It is one group name. This is one group name, DB servers. Under web server groups, I configured two machines. One is already commented. So 2 active machines are available under web servers. Under DB servers, I configured 4 machines. 4 machines are belongs to DB server group. 3 machines are belongs to web server group, and 3 machines are not belongs to any group. They are ungrouped machines. They are ungrouped hosts. And can I group one machine in 2 groups? Can I keep one machine in 2 groups? One machine I want to use in web server as well as in the DB server. Can we do that? One member can be part of two groups also. That is the point I mentioned here now. Host name or IP can be member of multiple groups. Can you read the points about this inventory file? Comments begins with hash character. Blank lines are ignored. Group of hosts are delimited by elements. You can enter host names or IP addresses. Host name can be a member of multiple groups. Ungrouped hosts are specifying before any group headers like below. And I have given a sample inventory file. I hope you got the clarity. What is a inventory file and how to write a inventory file also. It is a normal text file which will contain the inventory details. That means how many machines are available and those machines are belongs to which group. That bifurcation we are going to do about our host machines in the inventory file. Clear, guys? Finally, let's come to Ansible setup. Can we do the Ansible setup? Can we do the Ansible setup? So just the theory we understood. So tomorrow is Saturday. You guys also will have some work for tomorrow. Can we do Ansible setup now? Can we do Ansible setup now? It will take 10 minutes to 15 minutes, guys, to do the Ansible setup. In the AWS, I'm going to do this Ansible setup. Yep. Ansible setup we are going to do. Once I do the Ansible setup, that means what will happen? Once we do the Ansible setup, then what will happen? One machine will connect with the multiple machines and will perform the operation. Can I do the Ansible setup today or tomorrow? People are asking, sir, no. Can we do it tomorrow? Tomorrow, huh? Let's do it, guys. So tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow is Saturday. You can do it tomorrow. You can come to the tomorrow session with the Ansible setup so that tomorrow we can work on Ansible commands. Na? Chalo, let's start. Let's start it. Okay? Ansible setup. Now go to AWS. Go to our AWS cloud. Guys, this time I'm going to use Red Hat. What I'm going to use now? Red Hat. I'm going to use one host system. Okay, fine. Create two Red Hat systems in AWS which are free tier eligible. Step by step, I have given. If you follow this document, you can also do that setup, guys. Just follow this. Observe carefully. I'm going to my AWS account. I'm going to set up two machines. Why two machines? One machine I will take as a control node. Another machine I will take as a host node. Right. Launch instance. I'm not going to choose Amazon Linux this time. Every time we are using only Amazon Linux. Let's go with Red Hat this time, which is one of the Linux flavor. Red Hat, it is also free tier eligible. Red Hat Linux, Enterprise Linux, I'm going to use. It is free tier eligible. Ansible also managing by Red Hat, so I'm using Red Hat based Linux machine this time. Click on select. T2 micro, free tier eligible. Free tier eligible. Configure instance details. How many instances we want? 2 instances we want. Na? I'm giving the number of instances as 2 so that 2 machines will be created at a time with the same configuration. Add storage. Root volume 10 GB it is giving by default. Tags, I'm not adding any tags. Security group, existing security group I'm selecting, which will have SSH protocol. Red Hat Enterprise, okay. Click on launch, select key pair, click on launch instances. Now see how many instances are running. we have started 2 instances. Go to here, click on instance state running. Instance state running. Let's wait for them. So once the instances started, it will display those 2 instances here. 2 instances we have started using Red Hat Linux. Yes, 2 instances are in the running state. Let me label it. One instance I will give as Ansible server. I'm going to mention this as Ansible server node. Ansible server node. Second one I'm going to mention as Ansible host node. So what is the meaning of server node and host node? In this machine, I will install Ansible server. Using that machine, I will connect to the host node and I will perform some operations. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys getting my point? 2 machines I have created. Yes. Create 2 Red Hat systems. Create 2 Red Hat systems in the AWS, which are free tier eligible. One is Ansible system. Another one is host system. Connect to all the systems and create Ansible user, guys. Creating the user is optional step, but it is highly recommended. It is a best practice. So I'm going to follow the best practice here to create it. I'm going to follow the best practice to create it. Now, whatever the steps I'm going to do, you need to do these steps in all the 2 machines. You have to do these steps in the host machine as well as you have to do this in the control machine also. I mean to say, here I have Ansible server node and Ansible host node. I want to create the user in both machines. See here, connect to all the systems and create Ansible user. So these are the commands we need to execute. Do the above steps in all the machines, both the control machines as well as host machines. First, let me connect to these machines, guys. First, let me connect to these machines. First, let me connect to the server node. Take the public IP. Go to here, session, SSH, remote host. Username is EC2 user, advanced SSH, private key. Open this. Okay, open, click on OK. I connected to first machine. Let me connect with the second machine also, which is a host node. Copy this IP. Go to the session, SSH, public IP. Username is EC2 user, SSH settings, private key. I'm giving this PEM file. Okay, fine. So first one is I'm going to use as a server node. Second one I'm using as a host node. First, let me go to host node. In the same node, in the both machines, we want to do the same activity. What is that activity? Creating a user, configuring a password, and enabling some service. Right. Sudo user add Ansible. I'm adding a user called Ansible. Add the password for the user. Username is Ansible. For that user, I want to configure password. Let me configure one password. Confirm the password. Yes, password configured successfully. Once we configure this, let's make this change in the sudoers file. Sudo vi sudo, it is going to open sudoers file. In the sudoers file, we need to configure this Ansible user. Root user will be available in the sudoers file. Same way, I will configure this Ansible user also. Yes, here root user configuration is available. Now I want to configure this Ansible user also in the sudoers file. Insert mode. Now add it. You see, Ansible all, no password is equal to all. I'm configuring Ansible user in the sudoers file. Once it is configured, then go to this file, sshd configuration file. In this file, there will be a password authentication. We need to uncomment one line and comment one line. You see here, Password authentication yes is commented. Password authentication no is uncommented. Now I will comment this no option. I will uncomment this yes option. Uncommenting this yes option. Good. I have done this. Comment password authentication no. Uncomment password authentication yes. I have done that. Once we have done this change, then we need to restart the server. So to restart this server, this SSHD service, I'm going to use sudo service SSHD restart. That means whatever the changes I have done, I want to take the effect of those changes. Then I have done that restart. Yes, do the above steps in all the two machines. So I have added a user. I configured the user in the sudoers file. Then I have enabled this password authentication. Okay, same thing I need to do in the host machine also. Same commands we need to execute. Take this sudo user add Ansible, sudo password of Ansible, password of Ansible, changing the password. Let me configure a password for this. Done. Configuration is done. Then go to sudoers file, make a entry in the sudoers file. Under the root user, you can configure our Ansible user. Go to sudoers file. Yes, here root user is available. Insert mode, configure this Ansible user. That's it. Write and quit. Once it is done, go to this SHD config file, uncomment it. Come down. Password authentication, yes, we have to uncomment. Password authentication, no, we have to comment. Yes. Insert mode, comment this last option, uncomment the first option. Escape. Right. Once it is done, restart the service. Once it is done, restart the service. Yes, the task is completed. If you have multiple host nodes, you have to do the same thing in all the host nodes. Currently, I'm taking one control node and one host node. But in the real time, multiple host nodes will be available. Then we need to create this users in all the host nodes. That is the best practice. With this, we are done with the user configuration. This step is completely optional, but it is highly recommended. Creating the user step is optional, guys, but it is highly recommended. Okay. Once it is done, install Ansible server, install Ansible in the control node. Now, this is my control node. My first one is the control node. I want to install the Ansible in the control node. Switch to Ansible user. I want to install the Ansible by using Ansible user. Sudo su Ansible. We have created a user, na? Ansible user. I'm switching to Ansible user. Now see, earlier it is EC2 user. Now it is Ansible user. Now I switch it to Ansible user. This Ansible developed by using Python, right? So we need to install Python first. Let me install Python. Sudo m install Python 3-y. Python 3 version I'm installing in my control node machine. Control node machine. In control node machine, I'm installing Python software, Python 3. Python 3. Yeah, it is taking some time to install the Python. It is taking some time to install the Python. Yes, Python installation completed. Once Python installation completed, let us verify Python version. Python command not found. Why it is not found? Actually, we installed Python 3 version. So which version of the Python is installed? 3.6.8. When I check the version with the Python keyword, it is not coming. When I check the version with the Python 3, then only it is coming. Whenever I want to use the Python, I don't want to keep it as a Python 3. I want to keep it as a just Python. I can rename it. I can reset it. Python 3. You will have a alias name na Chinnu, Bantu, Gintu, like this. So similarly, for Python 3, I want to set a alias name like this as Python. Sudo alternatives, sudo alternatives -set python for this python 3. Python 3 installed under user bin directory. I want to alias it as a Python. Done. Now check the version, Python version. Now we are getting. That means I have created a alias name for the Python 3 as a Python. Good. That is the alternatives. Once we have executed these alternatives, then you can check the Python version by using this command. Once it is done, I'm going to install a pip software, which is Python package manager. Okay. So sudo m-y install Python 3 pip. I'm installing Python 3 pip software, which is a package manager. By using that pip, I will install my Ansible. So with this, Python pip software got installed, Python package manager. Once this pip software got installed, then install Ansible using Python pip. Pip3 install Ansible user. I'm installing this Ansible software finally. Install it. Collecting Ansible, it is downloading the Ansible. It is downloading the Ansible in the control machine. In which machine we are installing the Ansible, that machine is called as our control machine, where the Ansible server is available. It will take some time. It will take some time. We are installing, we installed Python, then we installed Python pip. Using Python pip, we are installing Ansible. Samjha? Yeah, Ansible is getting installed. Ansible is getting installed in our machine using Python pip. Once the Ansible software is installed, we can verify Ansible version by using this command, Ansible version. Which version of the Ansible it installed, we can verify that. Yeah, it is taking some time. Yes, guys, Ansible installed successfully. Let us verify the version of the Ansible, Ansible version. Can you see? Ansible version is installed. Ansible 2.11 got installed. Once the Ansible got installed, then create Ansible folder under etc. By default, Ansible folder is not created. Let us create one folder, make directory, sudo mkdir/etc/Ansible. I'm making one folder called Ansible folder directory. Once that is done, then we need to create one file called ansible.cfg file we are going to create. Inside this Ansible directory, we need to create Ansible CFG file. To create the Ansible CFG file, we need to copy some content. I have given this URL, guys. Open this URL, go to this URL, go to your browser, open this URL. It is giving you some content now. Keep this content ready. Then execute this command, sudo vi vim editor, vi editor we are using, etc Ansible. Just now we created this directory called Ansible. Inside this directory, I want to create Ansible CFG file. In that file, I want to write the content which is available in this URL. So first open this URL, then copy that content and paste that content into this file. I'm executing this command sudo vi ansible.cfg. It directly opened in the vi mode. Insert, then go to this, copy this command content, paste it. That's it. WQ. I came out. Then once this Ansible CFG file is completed, then we need to create one inventory file. We discussed about that inventory file, right? We need to create an inventory file. Inventory file is called as host file in the Ansible. So we need a sample content for the inventory. So we don't know the sample content of the inventory. So that's why I have given one URL to open Ansible develop examples host. A sample content you can take from this URL. Open this URL. It will give you sample inventory file. You see, this is the default Ansible host file. It should be available inside the Ansible host, right? Example one, ungrouped hosts. Example two, collection of hosting web servers, collection of DB servers, like this. This is a sample file. Let's open that URL, create a file with a name called host. Go to this command, execute this command. It is going to create a host file. Insert mode, copy the sample inventory file from the browser, paste it. That's it. Now quit. Completed. I have created two files, guys. One is ansible.cfg. In that file, I copied the content from this URL, and I created host file. I copied the content from this URL. With this Ansible setup completed, we are done with Ansible. I installed Python, then I installed pip, then I installed Ansible. I created Ansible CFG file with the sample content. I created inventory file with the sample content. With this Ansible setup completed. Now, once this Ansible setup is completed, let us verify connection between master node and host node. Whatever the master node is there with the Ansible software, I want to connect to the host node by using Ansible inventory file. We have created inventory file now. By using this inventory file, I want to connect to this host node. Clear. For that, what you need to do, update host inventory in Ansible server to add host server details to test the connection. Ansible I installed. I need to test my connection. From this Ansible, am I able to connect to the host node? If I'm able to connect to the host node, I can push a notification to do some configurations. For this, what you need to do, let's go to this host file. Whatever the file we have created, let's edit this. Let's edit this. Go to insert mode. We need to configure our host ID, our host private IP. Chalo, what is our host private IP? Let's take the private IP. This is the host private IP. Let's configure host private IP. Host private IP space. I want to connect it through username and password. Already Ansible user created. Na? Ansible user is equal to Ansible and Ansible password. What is the user password? Ansible password is equal to, I created a password as DevOps@2022. So like this, we can give username and we can give password. This is the host node IP I'm going to configure in my inventory file. This is the IP address of my host node. Ansible user is equal to username of that host node machine. Ansible password is equal to the password of that machine. Username I have given as Ansible and password I have given as DevOps@2022. So like this, I'm configuring this. Once we have done this configuration, let's save it. Let's save it. Done. I have done that save. So tell me, did I configure host node IP in the inventory file or not? Did I configure hostname IP address in the inventory file or not? Yes, I configured hostname IP in the inventory. Now let me ping them. Let me ping my host machines. whatever the machines I have configured in the inventory file, are we able to ping them from the Ansible? Let's execute this Ansible all -m ping. I want to ping them. Am I able to connect it or not? Come on, can you see here? Am I able to connect it to the host machine from the Ansible? Connection is success or connection is failed? Connection is success or connection is failed? Connection is failed. How it is connecting? How my Ansible is connecting to the host machine? In the inventory file, I configured my host machine IP. In the inventory file, I configured host machine IP. I'm trying to ping them. Ping means connecting, checking. Am I able to connect from the Ansible master machine to Ansible node machine? Connection success or connection failed? Connection failed. Tell me how the Ansible will connect to host machines. Is it through a agent or it is a agentless communication? Agentless communication by using SSH. Here, what it is telling clearly, you must install the SSH pass program. Boss, in your machine, SSH pass is not installed. That's why it is unable to connect through SSH. Okay, so what we need to do? Install SSH pass in the Ansible server. If you get that error, let's install SSH pass. Install it. Super user permission. Okay, sudo yum install SSH pass. I'm installing SSH pass. Let's make it sudo yum install SSH pass. Install it. Yes. Installation completed. Once installation completed, let's execute Ansible all -m ping. Failed host key checking is enabled and SSH pass does not support this port. Please add this post fingerprint to your known host file to manage this host. Using a SSH password instead of a key is not possible because host key checking is enabled and SSH pass does not support this. Host key checking is enabled. Please add this host fingerprint to your known host file to manage this host. We are trying to connect with SSH pass. So it is saying that host key checking is enabled. It is not going to allow that. Somewhere we need to disable the host key checking, or else let's see here how to do this. Using SSH password instead of key is not possible because host key is checking enabled. Let's go to this. Let's paste it. Array. How to disable host key checking? Host key checking in the Ansible CFG, we can make host key checking as a false. Let's go to Ansible CFG file. We have created Ansible CFG file. Na? Where is that file? 1 second. Yeah, this is the file. Ansible CFG. Edit it. Come down. Can you see host key checking? Let me add it. Host key checking is equal to false. Right. Fine. Now let me try to ping it. Host key checking is false. Insert mode. Reading the file contains no section headers. Using SSH password instead of key is not possible because host key checking is enabled and SSH pass does not support this. Can you check my inventory file? Is there any mistake that we have done there? Ansible underscore password. I need to configure the IP address. Host node IP, which is 172.31.43.23. Right. I have changed it. Ping. Using password instead of key is not possible because host key checking is enabled and SSH pass does not support this. Please add this fingerprint to your known host file to manage this. One second, guys. Host key checking is enabled. I'm disabling in the command line directly. Right. Now, let me ping this. Ansible all -m ping. Now, I connected to Ansible. Let me do another approach, guys. So instead of this, we can go with another approach, that is by generating SSH keys. By using SSH keys also we can do that. SSH-key gen. I'm generating a public key. Yes, public key is generated. Once the public key is generated, we can copy that public key into the host machine directly. Instead of username, configuring the username and password, we can go with this SSH key copy concept. Now I'm copying this. It is asking the password. Yes, I have copied. Now, when we have copied the SSH keys, then you no need to configure that username and password in this host file. But actually configuring the username password is also not recommended because password is exposing here. This is not the recommended approach. Just for understanding purpose, we are discussing this SSH key configuration with username and password, but that is not recommended. The recommended approach is generating SSH keys. I have generated SSH key and I copied to my host machine. Then I configured just my host machine IP. I configured just my host machine IP. Then let's try this connect now. Ansible all -m ping. Success. Now we are able to connect from Ansible server machine to Ansible host machine. How we are able to connect from Ansible server machine to Ansible host machine? Earlier, it was not connected. What is the reason? I configured this IP with Ansible username and Ansible password. So with this password, host key checking is enabled, so it is not able to connect it. So even if you disable that option, is it the recommended approach to configure host nodes in the inventory file? Is this the recommended approach to configure the host machines in the inventory file? Not recommended, because password is getting exposed here. Password is getting exposed here. How can we connect from the control machine to node machine? The recommended approach here is generating SSH keys in the control node and copy SSH key into host node. How I am generating the SSH key? Here, by using SSH key gen command, I am generating a key here. Once I have generated that key in the node machine, control machine, in the Ansible server machine, I'm generating a key. That key I'm copying from my Ansible server machine to Ansible host node machine. For that I am using SSH key ID Ansible example. I'm using like this. SSH key copy ID Ansible host IP, host private IP we need to specify. Host private IP we need to specify. Once you copy the key from the host, I mean from the server to host machine, then you can edit this and you can configure just like this. You can just configure your IP instead of configuring username and password. If you want to connect with username and password, then you will go with this approach. If you can't to connect with the PEM file, then directly you can configure the PEM file location. But SSH keys are recommended approach. You generate the SSH key and you copy the SSH key to your host machine. Then you try to ping. If you try to ping, if you get success, that means your Ansible control node is able to connect to Ansible host node. Whatever the node we configured in the inventory file, we are able to ping that from the Ansible server. Is our ping success now? Is our ping success? Are we able to connect it? Are we able to connect it? Okay. So can you guys do this before coming to tomorrow session? Once you guys complete that Ansible server and Ansible node, then we are going to use Ansible ADAC commands. So tomorrow we are going to understand how to work with Ansible ADAC commands. Once we completed the ADAC commands, then we will start how to write the playbooks in the Ansible. Okay, so the notes is clear step by step. I want you guys to go through these notes and I want you to install Ansible software by following these steps. First, you try with username and password. If it is working, fine. Otherwise, you can also copy SSH keys how I have copied. SSH key gen, you need to generate this SSH key in the control node and copy that into host node. By using this command, you can copy that. Once it is copied, you edit your inventory file, you configure just host IP. Once you configure this host IP, then try to execute this command. If you get success, that means you are able to connect from your control node to host node. That's it for today. Thank you guys. So please set up the Ansible in your machines. I'm using Red Hat Linux, so please use that so that you can execute the same commands whatever I have given. Tomorrow we are going to understand Ansible ADAC commands and we will start the discussion related to